don't panic, even though you're currently missing a head. I feel like that's the one time you can safely say to panic, but I don't know, that's just me. So yeah, new Dead Cells update. It's been in alpha for like 2 weeks, I think, and it finally made it over to the beta branch. So I'm gonna check it out. I don't know if it's added any new actual content in terms of like enemies, areas, or items. It probably has. But I think the main thing about it is that it makes core changes to some of the core gameplay mechanics, so I'll probably get to see at least some of what it's done, even if I don't make it all that far. I think last time I played, which was a while ago, I've been meaning to play it more, but just haven't bothered. Last time I played, I got up to and then died to that Beholder motherfucker. I forget what his actual name is. It's like Watcher or something. Hopefully this time I can make it up to that bad boy and actually murder him. Okay, yeah, well I feel like they've definitely added some items. There are way more glass jars than I remember there being before. So that's exciting. Oh, and yes, I had, I think this was a mechanic in the previous update, I just hadn't made use of it at the time. I think it was an unlock I picked up that actually activated it. You're able to sell items that you find in the dungeon for a bit of extra cash, which is nice. Not the starting ones though, so let's go with the balanced blade, the double notched bow. That's pretty much a pure upgrade to the starting bow. Ooh. So I've heard very good things about survival focus builds, and I'm actually tempted to try one of those out, given the fact that I have a pretty good shield here for parrying. Oh, and one thing I do want to show off that I don't think I've shown before. Yep, there is a little secret here, so if you want the starting equipment after you've unlocked the random thing, you can do that. Oh, and okay, there's also a little secret over here. That was not something I was aware of, but I did notice that little passageway just as I got up there, so I was like, let me check that out. And it turned out pretty nice for me. See, let's try parrying a bit more. That's not the parry button. Ooh, that was actually pretty effective. I'm pretty sure part of it is just because of the extra ability of this shield specifically, but yeah, no, parrying is pretty nice. Obviously, it's not something I want to focus too much on. Just trying to stand around and waiting for parry opportunities obviously isn't going to help me. Yeah, I'm gonna go with survival. Wait a minute. They've changed the way the level ups work, because previously, survival gave the most HP, tactics gave a small bonus, and brutality gave none. They also seem to have gotten rid of the special bonuses. Maybe you only get those when you have enough levels. Well, let's go with survival anyway, just because I do want to try a survival focus build. And we'll see how that goes. God, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Curse you, muscle memory. But yeah, apparently survival builds, if you actually get good at parrying, in addition to, you know, doing your regular attacks and stuff, apparently it's really good, arguably one of the best builds you can have. And given I've never really gotten good with shields in any of the previous builds, this seems like a pretty good time to start. I got that heavy grenade, nice, that's good for dealing with crowds. Not as good as like a freeze grenade or anything like that, but it's pretty solid. See, that's what I mean by being active about parries, rather than reactive. That was reactive, you know, just waiting for him to do his thing. The idea would be to attack once or twice and then parry like I did there. If I can actually get myself to do that reliably, automatically, on reflex, then I'll be good to go. And I'll just say right now, I admit that part of the reason I'm trying to get good about parrying is because I'm well aware that there is an assassin boss. I don't know exactly what they're about, but I do know that apparently going at them without being proficient at parrying, or just, you know, having a shield anyway, in general, is a really bad idea. So that's something I want to try and get good at before I actually find that boss. Alright, once again, no special bonuses for any of these level ups. So it looks like perhaps maybe they got rid of what made each of the level up lines special in Update 4. And instead just make it kind of like basically what equipment you want to go with. I'm still going to go with survival for now though. Make my shields as strong as possible. But even if that makes for better balancing, I must admit I'm a little bit disappointed just because I did like the previous system even if it wasn't always the most well balanced. Let's see. I don't think Lightning Bolt was a... I'm pretty sure it used to be red-purple, but now it's purple-green. It works with what I'm leveling up, so I think I might just replace that balance blade. That seems like a good idea. So, Sith Lightning from afar, then blocking up close. Sounds like it might be effective. Unless, you know, the enemy blocks. That was a mistimed parry. There... Oh, wait, no. I'm assuming I parried both times now, considering the fact that he got flung back. Ah, no, that's a parry, right. It does actually give you the word parry when you've actually successfully parried, which is nice. Transparency is always wonderful in video games. Actually reminds me a little bit of how Paper Mario does things with its combat system. If you actually nail the special timing on attacks, it'll alert you to that, which is nice. So wait, do I not actually have the... Okay, yeah. So I think there's a specific upgrade you have to pick up in order to be able to scrap goods for money. And I don't think I have it just yet. I thought I had picked it up, but I guess not. So yeah, if he had actually managed to make it to me, I would have parried him. It's actually, I want to try and do that just so I have practice with that specific maneuver, but... with how weak the enemies are, that might not be possible here in the first level. That is an infantry grenade, not interested, and that is... I forget exactly what it is, but I know I'm not interested in it. That's the one memory I have about it. I think that might be the Frantic Sword, which does more damage when you're at low health, which is generally something you want to avoid in this game, so... Okay, I've definitely missed a huge chunk of the map, which I think I should have access to at this point. I think there's like a bit here that's locked off by one of the breakable floors, but I'm not sure where it would be. I could search for it, but I think I'm just gonna head along the toxic sewers path for now. That's what took me to the Watcher last time. And I would like to get a good solid victory on him before experiencing anything else. Simply because it's something I've never done before. Oh! Well now, they've changed the UI considerably here. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I really like grid-based UIs, especially for unlocks. This actually seems less good to me. I wouldn't mind it if they still had the old system, the old layout as an option, but it looks like this is all I got now. Because yeah, if you're looking at all of the various upgrades, like, it's nice that you can see the text along with the icon, but just seeing a list of icons, once you can recognize those icons at least, is just much quicker conveyance of information. Kind of reminds me of a verse of what the Dark Souls games did, going from a list-based menu in Demons in Dark to the grid-based one that they continued to use from Dark Souls 2 onwards. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but I'll just have to deal with it for now, maybe complain about it. So they'll change it, or at least give the option for the old system. As for what I'm going to unlock, oh yeah, I was investing in the rapier, wasn't I? I'm also interested in checking out the quick bow. Inflicts a critical hit if the target has 2 or more arrows in its body. That's an interesting special ability. That sounds like it would be combined well with something like the heavy crossbow. Let's see. Ooh, counter shield looks like it would be great for a more parry-focused build, but yeah, let's go with the rapier for now. That's something I would like to use again at some point. And your new NPC, Mutations. Oh, nope, that's not the button. Yep, so what are these mutations about exactly? I know what mutations are in general for these roguelite games, but I'm not sure how this one in particular is going to handle it. So I'm hoping he's going to tell me, but I just keep talking to him and he's not actually telling me anything useful. Okay, nope. Well, let's try it. Okay, so... Oh, this is what they did to the special abilities that previously were with the upgrade scrolls. They're now a separate thing. And it looks like there maybe might be more variety, given the fact that there's different headings here. I'm guessing I'd be able to pick up more mutations as I go along, or maybe they'll add more later. So yeah, these are the bonuses that were there before. The boost to damage shortly after killing an enemy, reduced cooldown on items. But this one is new. Vampirism. That's pretty good. And there's no downside to it, so even though it's a minor restoration of HP, it's purely beneficial. Although given my lightning, I could also use the brutality bonus. And then we have general mutations, which are colorless. So I can only choose one. So what was previously an equipable is now a mutation, which I guess makes sense. Always kind of weird that you were equipping a heart before. Although perhaps not so weird, given that you're just puppeting around a dead corpse anyway. This one is good if you're going with a ranged focus build. I think I'm gonna go with that vampirism. That seems really good. And then, do I just back out, or what? Okay, yep, and I guess I could change it if I so felt the desire to. But I don't. I fucking love vampirism in my roguelites. Just always having an HP recovery option is so nice, and I could actually see this coming in really handy with the Watcher, because, you know, during those in-between phases when he sends up all those tentacles, I assume that killing them would count as HP recovery. And so that would actually allow me to mount a pretty good war of attrition against him. Oh, should have blocked. I tried to roll, but it actually takes longer to do that than to block. Oh yeah, that poison is nasty. I forgot how bad that was. Yeah, I'm not doing too good at managing these jerks. Let's just do Sith Lightning from afar, build up that nice crit. Okay, this is not great. Yeah, it was not a good start to the level, was it? Again, that was mostly my muscle memory screwing me up. I keep pressing the wrong buttons to do actions. Ooh. I've not seen this particular bit of level generation in the sewers before. This particular sort of boxy platform here. Maybe I just hadn't seen it before, but it does look like they're definitely updating the level generation procedure, whatever you'd call it, with these updates. I think I've speculated as to whether or not they've done that before, and given it's something that's come up consistently as an observation I've had, I'm just gonna take that as evidence that that is a thing, even though that's not exactly scientific method. Is it just me, or are those archers a lot slower than they used to be? Like, they seem to be moving at, like, half the speed, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, no, they are definitely moving a lot slower. What is with that? They were moving at normal speed, I thought. Oh yeah, look at that, like, ridiculous AoE counter when I get that parry timing. Look at that. That goes for so long. Yeah, parrying is a great way to deal with crowds now, I imagine. Of course, I'm still not used to using it, which is really screwing me over. Yeah, maybe trying to learn how to parry wasn't such a great idea. Perhaps I should have done that, like, just, you know, practice on a run that I was determined, you know, to lose, rather than on one I was hoping to win on, but can't exactly go back now. It also doesn't help that, of course, I'm not used to the parry timing for any of the enemies. Like the fact that this little grub's attack is so fucking quick. Now that I know to expect that, I can block it a bit more reliably, but I took damage in order to learn that knowledge, and that's not so great. I'm also thinking that perhaps lightning wasn't the best option along with blocking. I figured, you know, ranged powerful damage along with close range blocking might be good, but lightning takes so long to start up that I don't really have time after blocking, even with the enemy being stunned, to actually do a decent amount of damage. So keeping that in mind, if I want to do a parry-focused build in the future, I'm going to want a much quicker attacking weapon. That seems obvious now in retrospect. Also, is it just me, or is the lightning slightly shorter range than it used to be? Probably not. It's probably just unfamiliarity from not having played it for like 2 or 3 weeks. Ooh, we have frost magic. Yeah, that's kind of the opposite of the bonus I'd like, plus 100% damage on a burning target, and I'm pretty sure, if I recall, burning targets cannot be frozen, so that bonus, if I were to actually make use of it, would kind of negate the purpose of the frost magic in the first place. Oh, procedurally picked effects. Sometimes you're my greatest ally, and sometimes you're my greatest enemy. Yeah, I am just taking so much dumb damage here. Now, because I've already unlocked the oh, wait a minute. So, that wasn't a parry that I did there, I think it was just a normal block. I think that huge radius is... Ooh, they changed the UI here as well. The huge radius is just, the special feature of the Punisher shield specifically. But yeah, I'm just not doing parrying correctly, and that's another thing I forgot. So if you parry an attack, you take no damage at all, to my understanding. But if you block an attack, a certain amount of damage is leached through. In between that and the fact that poison still goes through regular blocks, that's what's really screwing me up in this level. That's why I've been taking so much fucking damage. So, yeah, I'm really not sure what I'm gonna do here, because I don't really have the time to get good with either of those skills. And if I make a single more mistake, I am absolutely dying. Also, oh! So there was a star above that enemy's head which alerted me to it before it even surprised me. And I guess I know now what that means. That means it has a scroll of power. Oh, okay, so yeah. So once you have a mutation, leveling up in that category will also improve the effect of the mutation. Okay, so it is a good thing I've been going with survival. Now, speaking of course, the fact that I have that vampirism means I can recover HP slowly over time. Which actually makes me appreciate those exploding bats. Previously they're just an annoyance, but now they're frequent enough and so easy to kill that they're basically free HP with the survival build. Yeah, look at that. Previously a single mistake would have killed me. Now I might be able to tank through it. Still gonna play very cautiously for now though until I have a much greater stock of HP. It just seems like a good idea, you know? What is this? Another double-notched bow. Upon death, victims freeze nearby enemies for nearly 2 seconds. That actually might be a bit better than the lightning, I'm not sure. Damage potential is definitely a lot worse. I'm gonna leave it there. Especially since it seems to be a more tactical focused weapon as opposed to survival. Tempted by the turret, especially with the viscera of dead victims explodes, but Bear Trap actually levels up with my skill. Not to mention immobilizing enemies, that'll just leave them sitting ducks for my lightning. Yeah, it seems like a good idea. I have a good amount of gold anyway. Ooh, now... neither of the level ups offered by this scroll are particularly useful for me, but they're still gonna help, right? Because they still give me HP and some other bonuses. Aside from survival, my stuff also scales with tactics, so I guess I'll go with that. Ooh, and immediately I get another free scroll. I'll take that survival level, thank you very much. No boost to vampirism this time, unfortunately. Now see, that's a parry, a double parry specifically. And yeah, because I parried, I not only took no poison damage, but I took no damage, period. So if I can actually manage to learn how to parry reliably, I'll probably be in good shape for the rest of this run. The thing I'm worried about is I think it's just going to take me more than this run to actually get good at that skill. Just because, again, it's... No, 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 no! Oh, thank God the poison damage from the pools isn't so bad. As I was saying, just because it's something I've never really practiced before, as you can see there, I am still really bad with the timing. So I was starting to get myself into a good position, recovering my health, and I just kind of wasted that. So that's less than great. I'll come back for the elite enemy later, when I'm hopefully a bit stronger again. When I'm hopefully a bit stronger again, immediately dies. Okay. So maybe trying to get some parry practice wasn't the best idea. Oh, and hello Malik, how you doing? Oh wow, they've also nerfed how much gold you recover. Previously it was a fixed amount up to 3k with the tier that I have. Now it's only a minor amount. Well, maybe that's because I didn't have much gold on me at the time. That actually might have been why, now that I think about it. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, Spartan Sandals. It's a fun to use item. Oh, he's still alive. That's always fantastic to hear. The Spartan Sandals are a fun to use item, but it's not exactly like the most useful, like as far as pure offense goes, so I guess I'll pick it up just purely for having an ability to attack, but I think I'm gonna swap it out for the basic sword. Which, oh, okay, so I can get the good old wooden shield, but... Huh. Is there like another secret wall here? Here we go. Yeah, I'll be taking the rusty sword. That's actually going to be better for me, I think. And then down here we have, yep, the bow. I like that they added that feature, so that way those things aren't gone once you have the random starter weapon. Okay, fuck it. Let's keep trying to go with learning how to parry. Because really, it's something I need to get good at. Alright, quickfire turret and standard turret. I'll take both of them. Maybe I'll rely more on my turret buddies for offense. Ooh, and the Impaler. Yeah, I'd say that's better than the Rusty Sword. If only due to the really, really good range. Look at that crazy range, I love it. And the damage isn't too much worse, in fact it might actually be better than the Rusty Sword. Even if it's not comparable to a lot of other weapons. So how do you block projectiles? Okay, that's how. You have to hit them when they're still in their arc. If they've landed, you've lost the opportunity. I'm curious. Speaking of... Oh, wait, what the heck was... Why did I have that speed bonus? That was like a little temporary buff I had. And I also noticed that the valley buff is actually shown with a little plus icon above your head. But where did that speed buff come from? Is that something that one of my items has? It doesn't look like it. I'm not sure why I got that then. I'll have to look back at the VOD. Huh, that's interesting. I also realized I haven't actually used my turrets thus far. Let's give one of them a try. Ooh, and they actually have visible health meters now. Yeah, alright, for a level 1 turrets, that's not bad damage. It's not something I can rely wholly on, but it's a nice little bonus. Ooh, and speaking of level 1, I could upgrade both of them to level 3 turrets. And it would make it so that enemies would burn when they die, and release a cloud of poison. That's actually pretty good. So let's see, let's pick up that other turret upgrade. This one right here. Now enemies will both poison and burn things when they die, which sounds pretty good to me. Time to head on to the old sewers, and hopefully this time actually make it to the Watcher. I really, really want to kill that jerk. I'm also thinking the Impaler might be a good weapon for doing so, assuming that when it's close to a wall it'll proc the bonus to damage when an enemy is near a wall that the Impaler has. Ooh, that's really good absorption. Ah, it's a mutation. So yeah, there are more mutations, but I have to unlock them via blueprints. Plus 12 HP after a successful parry. That'll be good for parry practice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave behind the rapier for now and just focus purely on that. I might be able to actually unlock that before the boss, and that should help tons. So I'm wondering if I could leave my mutation aside and, like, stock them up. Maybe, but I feel like it would be a good idea to go with something else here anyway. So I can't actually get the 1-up mutation for some reason here. I'm not sure why. Maybe you can only get it for your first mutation, or maybe it's mutually exclusive with the vampirism, no idea. I'm not using ranged weapons, so let's go with the tactical one. Boosted cooldown on my skills. That should help tons with the turret. Also, wow, I just had a look at my HP bar. Look at how big that is. 462. That's what survival does for you folks. Or just leveling up in general, I guess, since HP is now distributed kind of evenly among the level up types. Still used to how they used to do things. Yep, here we are in these grotty, piss-stained sewers. I would complain, but it's an old site. It's nostalgic almost. Don't ask me why I'm nostalgic for sewers. It might actually be good for me to go with tactics level ups, because that'll boost the damage of my turrets. Yeah, maybe I don't have as much HP as I thought. I think they might have tweaked the HP numbers a little bit so that for close to 600 health now isn't quite as amazing as it used to be. Damn though, my turrets are putting in some good work. I realized I haven't actually been practicing my parry recently, so let's get back to doing that. As bad of an idea as it probably is, knowing me. Because again, that was kind of the stated goal of these first few runs here, to try and get good at that. Oh, elite enemy. Let me see. Can I just have my turrets deal with it and, like, not even aggro it to myself? Oh, okay, that's how they prevent turret. See, I was wondering what that line of electricity was going from me to my turrets. I actually have to be close enough to them to activate them. I think it actually says that in the description. No, it doesn't, but yeah, that's to prevent you from cheesing enemies too hard. Still, though, I can cheese them to an extent. And it looks like as long as I don't actually attack the damn thing, it doesn't get aggro to me, so yeah. Wow, turrets was a fantastic plan. Well, this is a pure upgrade. Ooh, triple jump. And reduce damage from projectiles. Plus a free level up. But that triple jump, I'm hoping, might allow me to make up for my lack of a wall jump. Oh no, look at that. They planned this perfectly so that you can't do that. Ah, come on, game. Alright. The insufferable crypt. I've made it back to the Watcher. Let's see if this setup is as good as I predicted it might be. And yeah, I actually have enough cells to unlock either of these mutations. So, sadism is a combat-focused one. About plus 30... Wait, why is it about? You don't have an exact number? Plus damage per second if a nearby enemy is taking poison, bleed, or burn damage. That's actually really good with my current setup, even though it's a brutality mutation. And since I'm not parrying, absorption really wouldn't be effective at this point. So yeah, I think I'm going to unlock sadism, and hopefully I'll be able to choose it here. Let's see. Yeah, nope, I can pick it. That sounds good to me. Assuming if it stacks, that means I'm doing plus 70 damage a second. Oh, right, because it, yeah. Well, no, that still doesn't... I mean, I guess it conveys that it's a variable number, but it's just a bit of an awkward wording in my opinion, because it makes it sound like, oh, it might do 40 damage, it might not. You know, like, if it's telling you how much damage it's doing, it should be firm with it. Confident. I don't know. Alright, this asshole. Don't fail me, my children. Wait, are they not actually striking? Okay, they do have to be at the same vertical level. I didn't realize that. So that does make them a bit less effective than I was hoping, given it moves about. But it's still added damage. Also, somehow I got my weapon bonus to proc even though he wasn't near a wall? Maybe it's because he was near the floor, I'm not sure. Okay, but my kids should help a ton with the tentacles. And that's really where I was hoping they would come in handy. Yep, look at that. When I start having those waving tentacles that are just real jerks to avoid, I can basically focus on that while my kids focus on the murdering. They die pretty quickly, but that's fine. Actually, maybe they don't die quickly. I think I was just re-upping them a bit too quickly. Yeah, look at that. They draw aggro wonderfully. I love it. Yeah, I had my misgivings about it initially, but the way that leveling up and all the other mechanics of that work, all the RPG stuff, it's definitely a lot better than it used to be. So yeah, this is going to be pretty slow going. I think I don't have super fast damage output, but I have safe, reliable damage output. And honestly, that's more valuable for me at the moment. Also, I got hit by something there? I guess it has that... It must have been that shield. Oh, wait, maybe... Do my turrets actually count as walls? They might. That would explain why my spear's ability procced for a moment there. That's an interesting thing to consider. Yeah, look at that, because it looks like it procs when I hit it when it's passing in between my kids. Wonderful. And yep, just have my children there, distracting them. Oh man, I love this. The turrets are so good just because they would be so much less useful if they didn't draw aggro from the enemies, but because they do, I am loving so much. Still have to watch out for those waving tentacles, they're right jerks. And look at how fast it moves when it's at the max speed, that is kind of ridiculous. But look, I haven't even had to use a healing potion yet, and I'm already halfway. And yeah, I do gotta watch out for that tell that it's gonna do that aura. Okay, no, I don't think it's my kids that are creating the wall. It just must be it being close to one of these floors. Because of how it floats around, they must count as walls. Alright, bullet hell, that's fine. I can deal with this. Especially since they don't do too much damage. Probably should have tried to pick up a ranged weapon. That would have come in really handy here. Not like I really had any options or any good options given to me. Alright, I'm guessing there's only one more tentacle phase. So if I can make it through that, I should have this fight done. Yep, gonna heal, gonna heal. I still have one healing flask. So again, gonna let my kids do all the work so I can actually focus on on avoiding damage. Because, yeah, how are you supposed to deal with this bullshit if you don't have, like, a turret distracting them? Maybe the game devs are just like, yeah, you should have a turret for this fight. Because they move so quickly. Look at how fast that moves. How are you supposed to realistically avoid that without being a god? And I think I'm gonna let my kids do the honors here. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Come on. Do your mama proud. I'm so proud of them.